All right, Counterpunch Boxing Talk. We're back with another one. Okay, today I'm gonna do kind of a collaboration video. I wanted to put out two videos. Actually, I wanted to get in front of the camera and break down the fight. Now, Danny Garcia, I'm gonna make a video tonight or tomorrow. Kind of going through his career. The more I look and the more I think about it, I get a little irritated with Danny Garcia and, the path he's taken. But anyway, let's get into the heavyweight fight tonight. Uh, we got Ortiz versus Scott. Okay, Luis Ortiz. Now, this is for the vacant WBA Intercontinental belt. Luis Ortiz 25-0-0. Malik Scott 38-2-1. Um, a couple of notable wins for Luis Ortiz, Tony Thompson, KO 2016, and then the fight in 2015, of course, that kind of launched him back onto the scene with, Bryant Jennings, won by TKO, and I thought that was a great fight. I remember that look on Jennings' face, when he got knocked down. I mean, that power. But yeah, Luis Ortiz, man, he's a heavyweight, but he has a stellar amateur career. I mean, the guy moves kind of like a middleweight, maybe even like a light middleweight. I mean, he's real light on his feet. What is he, like 6'3" or 4"? I mean, he's a big guy. Fighting Malik Scott. Now, Malik Scott, we can call him a gatekeeper. It's whatever you guys want to call him. I don't want to disrespect the guy, but 2015 he beat Tony Thompson, unanimous decision. Luis Ortiz was able to KO Thompson. Okay, if you believe in the triangle theory. 2014 he lost to Wilder, and that was that WBC heavyweight title eliminator fight. Yeah, without giving you a real long breakdown and prediction, I think it's going to be an early night. Malik Scott, looking at the weigh-in, he looks heavy. He looks a little, especially in the body, he looks real flabby. and excuse me, I've got Ortiz winning by knockout, TKO, maybe a body shot. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and call it a body shot. But so I've got an early round knockout for Ortiz now, and we remember. I don't know. Well, you might not remember the PED allegations. I don't think that's a factor anymore. I know they're working hard to clear his name with Luis Ortiz. And we can get into that later. But yeah, it'll be a good fight. Now on that undercard, let me flip through here real quick, real quick, real quick. I know I got it somewhere. Yeah, Martin Murray and Jason Sosa. Now you remember Jason Sosa? He's coming off a draw with Nicholas Walters. Walters fighting Lomachenko. Yeah, here we go. Luis Ortiz, Malik Scott, and then Martin Murray against Chudnov. I mean, that's going to be a good fight. Jason Sosa, Steven Smith, I don't know, contender, whatever you want to call him, but I think it'll be a good fight. And you guys need to keep an eye out for this kid, Jason Sosa. I think if he had the right trainer, he could be a good fighter. I really do, a complete fighter. But yeah, like I said, he was able, to kind of stand the onslaught of punches coming from Nicholas Walters, and the fight ended in a draw. Now I had Walters winning that fight. I believe it was a robbery, but it's the same situation where you have a fighter that they're just not putting together enough combinations. They're not throwing enough punches. So the judges, called it a draw. It is what it is. Okay. Also tonight we have right here Danny Garcia and Samuel Vargas. Now, man, I really want to make a video about Garcia because I mean I'm just getting pissed. I'm getting pissed off at the cherry picks. You look at this guy's resume, and it's getting disgusting. It's getting to the point to where I want to drive down there and just have it out with this guy. Like, I mean, as a reporter, face to face, call his ass out. I mean, but he'll never do that. He'll never let a real reporter interview him. he'll never answer the real questions. I mean, it's a shame. I think he's a talented fighter. I mean, look, ever since the Matisse fight, okay. I mean, I'll give you guys kind of a uh, quick rundown of Garcia. Since that Matisse fight, I think that was a highlight of Danny Garcia's career. I mean, he's basically beaten Herrera, okay, and that was a very close decision. And I actually had a chance to interview uh, Mauricio Herrera on another channel back after the fight, and he was devastated. I mean, he felt he won the fight. The fans felt I thought he won. Okay, and then after that fight, now you have to remember going into the Rod Salka fight, instead of fighting mandatories, this dude brings up a lightweight, okay? I mean, it is crazy. Danny Garcia brings up a lightweight, a light fisted, light punching lightweight, and he is ranked number 77. I mean, that is insane. These guys it should be mandatory that, when you're on that level, especially if you're a title holder, if you're a champion, you should have to fight at least a top 15. I would say a top 10, but, we got to give that 5% a chance. A top 15. You know, Pulling Rod Salka, 135-pound fighter, up to light welter, I mean, is crazy. And I'll tell you what it was either the WBA or the WBC. What they did was they adjusted the rankings. I mean, you guys remember that? I mean, you can go and Google it. Okay, Rod Salka was ranked number 77. Okay, and then literally overnight, he was ranked. He was ranked number 15. So, they gave him, what is that, like, just jumped over, I don't know, 50, 60 people, brought him from number 77 down to 15 in order to justify that fight. Um, yeah, Rod Salka, 23 4-0 at that time. He was 23 3-0, and he had one knockout. I mean, so come on, y'all. Come on now. One knockout. Okay? Lightweight, coming up to light welterweight, corruption within the sanctioning bodies, adjusted them from 77 to 15, one knockout, a pillow fisted 135-pound fighter, and what happened? He got knocked the hell out. Now, okay. Now, what did Danny do for redemption? We could talk about, okay, well, how about this? Okay, let's get down to when he ducked Victor Postol to fight Paulie Malignaggi. Okay, he had a chance to defend that WBC, right? Junior welterweight champion Danny Garcia, who has not defended his belt since March 2014, and is planning to fight a third non-title bout in a row, was left with no choice but to relinquish his WBC world title on Thursday or have it stripped from him. Garcia owes a mandatory defense to number one contender Victor Postal, but rather than face him next, what does he do? Drum roll. Paulie Malignaggi. I mean, come on. I mean, come on. For really? Garcia is planning to fight former title holder Paulie Malignaggi August 1st on ESPN at the Barclays Center. The WBC announced that Garcia and WBC President Solomon had a very emotional conversation. Oh, poor Danny. On Thursday, and that Danny agreed to relinquish the belt. The WBC also announced that it would order Postal to face Lucas Matisse for that vacant 140-pound belt. We all know what happened. Danny's weight situation forced his decisions to fight at welterweight, the WBC. Okay, so now what? He's too big. He's too big for light welterweight, so he's got to go to welterweight. But he's not too big to pull up, a 135 pounder to nearly kill in the ring. I mean, this guy, what he has done, like I said, it's totally disgraceful, and I'm going to break it down. I've had enough of it. Okay, now, they claim that this is all in preparation for Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman. Okay, now, and also, uh, the fight the fight is a 10 round fight. Okay, a 10 round fight. Like I say, he's fighting this man here, Samuel Vargas. Now last year, Vargas, 27 years old. He has won his last 5 fights. But he got stopped last year by Earl Spence. If you remember, it was in the fourth round, TKO. Okay. Spence, did what he had to do. He stopped him, but he's won 5 fights. Okay. Now, I think, Samuel Vargas, if you're, Danny Garcia and Angel Garcia, and you have the agenda that they have, and you're Al Heyman, okay, Vargas are going to say, okay, well, we want to see what Garcia can do to him. So it's like this guy's like a human punching bag. We know Spence knocked him out in 4. What can Danny Garcia do? That's kind of what you have here. That's exactly what you have. Um, so yeah, I think it's going to be an early night for both guys. I think with in the heavyweight uh, WBA Intercontinental fight, Luis Ortiz and Malik Scott. I think, like I said, we're gonna have an early night there on. I think that's on HBO. Yeah, on HBO. Okay, and then this particular, let me get to it. I'll show you guys. In this particular fight, yeah, Sky Sports, but I think that's going to be on HBO also. I think I got a shot of it here. Let's see. Uh, Damn. Okay, here we go. Yeah, yeah. See up there, it's going to be the Monte Carlo, HBO, Sky Sports, and then Danny Garcia will be Spike TV and Televisa, which is the Spanish network. Spike TV, you have to have cable to watch it, but if you don't have cable, you can go. Usually, you can go to the PBC website or their Facebook page, and you can watch it for free there. Yeah, and a couple fights there on the undercard. Oh wow, there's Lynette Danlon. Uh, Brooke, that's the guy Brooke fought not too long, a while back. Cool, I didn't know he was fighting on the undercard. But yeah, Saturday PBC November 12th. Danny Garcia, Samuel Vargas. So I've look, okay, it's a 10. Like I said, it's a 10 round fight. Um, I've got Garcia winning. I don't know, man. Halfway through probably. Wouldn't be surprised if you get a second round, third round, fourth round knockout. And in the Ortiz fight, same thing. I think that one might go a little further. These heavyweights are tough. So that might kind of get into a little bit a deeper water. But so yeah, I'm looking for an early knockout right here. Let's see if I get it right. Let's see if I get it right. If it goes to the judges, if it goes all 12 rounds, I'm going to be completely shocked. you know, uh, but with Danny Garcia, you never know. He might carry the fight. So it is hard to make a prediction. Um, yeah, he might carry the fight. To make it look like it's not so easy. You know what I mean? Like he might put on a little dog and pony show to make it look a little tougher than it actually is. And I don't mean how Golovkin will carry a fight to entertain the fans. I think if Danny Garcia does, if it does go into the later rounds, um, it's because Danny wants it to. And I also I wouldn't be surprised if Vargas, if he this dude's paid to take dive. They want to keep Danny fresh for March. Okay, they want to keep him fresh. It's a 10 round fight. Have you ever heard of a champion, top 10, top 5 welterweight, fighting in a 10 round? Are you effing kidding me? Like, I don't know. Why even have the fight? Why? You can't say, well, you don't want that ring rust. You can have gym wars and get more out of a gym war than you can that fight. But I don't know. We'll see. Maybe, hey, you know what? Maybe it'll be a good fight. Maybe Vargas, he's not coming to lay down, and he might put it on Danny. We'll see. But yeah, I've got it by, Garcia winning by knockout, TKO. The ref might jump in, wave, oh, you did a great job, kid, and stop the fight. But all right, guys, counterpunch boxing talk. Thank you for watching.